Hi guys, I'm George Kids Press Gamer, and this is chapter 5 of the Sarah Noble Indians! For some days, John Noble was busy making the cave a good place to live. He built a shed with a strong fence around it. He made two rough beds of logs and a table and stools. Sarah took delight in it all. But after it was done, he said to her, "I must begin the work on the house. It should be finished before winter. You will not mind staying here, Sarah, while Thomas and I work?" Sarah did mind, but she did not say so. There was still the question of Indians. On the hill and along the river, they could see the bark-covered houses. People moved about among the houses, but no Indians had come near the cave. She knew, though, that her father had spoken with some of the men. She did not want her father to go, but the house must be built. So she looked at him steadily and said, "I'll stay here, Father." But to herself she was saying, "Keep up your courage, Sarah Noble. Keep up your courage." Wait guys, let me just move spots. Let me move spots, let me move spots, let me move spots. I'm moving here, guys, because there was noise out there with my mom, dad. Let's keep up. Then John Noble and Thomas went across the river at a place where it was not deep. They went on up the hill, and Sarah was alone. For a little while, she did not know what to do. Then she took out the Bible they had brought with them. It was a book full of wonderful stories. What should she read? She liked the story of Sarah, whose namesake she was. Sarah had a son named Isaac. That was a scary story, but it came out all right in the end. My ears are ringing. Indy. Sarah held tightly to the book and pulled her cloak around her. Rustle, rustle. Suddenly, Sarah saw a bright eye peering at her through a clink in the log fence. Indians! They were all around her. Some of them crowded in the opening of the palisade, but they were young Indians, not any older than she was. Still, there were many of them. Sarah kept as still as a rabbit in danger. The children came in, creeping nearer, like small brown field mice, until they were all around Sarah. Sarah closed the book and sat very still. Then she remembered what her father said to her as they stood in. "Good morning," she said. "You are welcome to our house." The Indian children stared at her. Then they came nearer. Soon Sarah found that all around her was a ring of children, standing and sitting, staring and sitting with their dark eyes. The spring sun shone on their brown bodies, and Sarah realized with a shock that they were not wearing clothes, unless you could call that one small piece of clothing. Sarah, secure in dress and cloak and petticoats, felt very dressed indeed. The children stared. Sarah began to feel if their eyes were going all the way through her. "Keep up your courage, Sarah Noble," she thought the words to herself. Here she was in the wilderness with all these Indians around her. She wished the Lord could speak to her as he had to young Samuel. He wouldn't tell her what to do. They liked the story, Sarah thought. They would not hurt me because they liked the story. She read and read. The children listened because the sound of her voice was strange and pleasant. Then the story was over, and Sarah closed the Bible. Still the children sat and stared and said not a word. My name, Sarah said clearly, is Sarah Noble. One of the boys said something. Then another spoke. Sarah did not understand a word of their strange talk. How foolish, she said aloud. Why can't you speak English? Perhaps some of her impatience crept to her voice, for the spell was broken. Like the deer when her father lifted the gun, the children were off and away. Sarah sat there by herself, and now she realized she really felt alone. Oh, she said to herself, I wish they would come again. And she shook her head. For shame, Sarah Noble. I fear you are not polite. Perhaps they will never come back.